Hello everybody, Lubrication here. Today I'm going to show you how to take apart and reassemble the Mixup Cube. So if you've had like a large explosion or like a bunch of pieces came out, or you want to lubricate it like me, or tension it, or just anything you want, just want to look at the mechanism, then this tutorial is for you. So let's begin. So the first thing you're going to want to do is rotate a layer 45 degrees like this. And then one of these caps will just come off. It may take a little bit of force if they're glued on, but then just keep going around to each of these pieces and just take off the caps. Just like that. And then you see we can move this back and turn each layer 45 degrees and just take all the edge caps off. Okay, now you see we have all the edge caps off. So because this cube is actually based off a 2x2, if you actually line up each of these edge pieces in a way so it's 2x2, you could actually turn the middle layer. That's what we're going to do right now. So you can see we can just line these up however we want to. And those are all lined up. Those are all lined up. These two need to be switched around a little bit. So yeah, but basically you'll be able to do this if you can solve the Rubik's Cube, which you should know how to do. There we go. And now you see all on the middle layer. It's all split like that. Okay, now once you have gotten all these pieces lined up, it'll actually turn like a 2x2. Now what you're going to do is you're actually going to pop these little tiny pieces out. So you see there's these main pieces, and then in between each of these pieces there's two other pieces. So there's one right here, and you see you can just try and corner cut it a little bit, and either it'll just pop out or you're going to have to do it yourself. I see on this one, there's that piece right here. I can stick my screwdriver underneath it, just like that, and just do that a couple times, and eventually it'll just pop out. Like, woo, like that, right in my eye. Now do that on the other side. See that piece? There we go, there's another one. And now I'm just going to do this on one more, just to make it a little bit looser. Okay, there we go, I popped out these four pieces right here. So now, what you're going to do is you're actually going to pull these apart from each other, and then take this, okay, I've just been messing with this a little bit, and you see that's the piece right there, and eventually you'll get it just at the perfect angle, and it'll just pop right out. And make sure you don't break these pieces because they're pretty fragile. And then from there, the second one, you can just put that into the same slot, like in the middle, it'll be a little bit easier. And then you can slide one of these pieces down, and take that one out as well, and that one out. And then you can just keep going with this. Those little pieces will just pop out by themselves. Take that out. And you see now we're just going to go along the middle where you've put all the pieces into place, and just keep on taking them out. Okay, now you see I've gotten all these edge pieces out, and now we can just bring one of these center pieces into the intersection right there and just turn it 45 degrees, and just kind of flex all these corners outwards, and it'll just come right out just like that. Okay, so you see right now you basically just have a big 2x2, and really it's just a 3x3 on the inside. But you have a choice right now. You can either continue disassembling the 2x2, which is what I'm going to do so I can lubricate it, or you can just continue reassembling all this stuff, and I'll have an annotation on the screen right now, and that'll bring you to the point where I show you how to do that. But for right now, I will just show you how to take apart this. So first, just like I just did, you're going to want to separate out all these pieces from the pieces from this one, otherwise it'll be really confusing. And then you just take a screwdriver and unscrew one of the sides. Okay, here we go, here's the screw, and basically this whole side will just come off, just like this, and it's basically just a 2x2 mechanism inside. So, let's see, so this corner is fused to the core, so try not to take this one off, otherwise it'll be a pain to try and put it back together. But at this point, I'm just going to start showing you how to reassemble it. So this basically it's just like a regular 2x2. So you take an edge, and then you take a corner. I'm going to assemble this solved so I don't get any weird parodies. Don't want to have to completely disassemble this just to fix a parody. So we're just going to assemble the whole side as we would in a 2x2, just the side opposite of the one that we took off. Okay, here we go. Now at this point I'm just going to lubricate this a little bit. I'm not going to lubricate the springs or screws or anything. Just put a little bit on each of those pieces, a little bit on the core, and a little bit on the outer edge. And that should be good. That may even be a tiny bit too much, so I'll take a little bit off. And that looks fine. So now we're just gonna like stack up each of these pieces just as we would normally, just without the centerpiece. So we'll put a couple of these pieces on. That one, edge piece, other edge piece, and once you got like half of it like this, you can put on the centerpiece, just slide it right in there, and you can screw it in just a little bit, not too tight already, or at this point. And then you're going to put in the last two corners, which should be easy if you haven't tightened that very much. Whoops! And the last edge piece can just slide right underneath these two corners. It's pretty simple. There we go, and then just snap it right in. And then we can re-tighten this side up. Okay, here we go. Now we can just work in the lubricant a little bit, and I can already tell this turns a lot better than it did earlier. It's very smooth. Okay, so I just worked it in by solving it, and yeah, it turns really well now. So now we can continue with the rest of the assembly. And just a note, you will want to have it solved, and you will assemble the rest of the thing solved, just because it makes it easier, because you won't run into any weird purities or anything. Okay, so we're going to begin on one side. I'm just going to start with the white side. So we're going to put the white center in, just like this. Oops, this piece came off. That'll happen sometimes. But yeah, just like we did before, just put it at 45 degrees like that, and then put it under each one at a time, and it'll just go in. Then from here, you can see these two little pieces. Just slide one of them in like that, and I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So this is the one, and so once you got that first one in, you kind of want to lean it and then push that so it's facing downwards so it won't fall down in the hole, and then just stick the other one in and just slide it up to where it is. And then you will grab two of these pieces, the edge pieces, and just do that and put them parallel like that. And then what I like to do at this point is just find the cap that goes on it and then just put them together so they'll stay together. Next, turn it around and do the same thing right here, and the same thing right here, and the same thing right here. So just do that on every side. Okay, so you see now once you got all that bottom layer stuff in, you can put the two pieces just like you did before right here next to one of these edge pieces. Doesn't matter which one you start with. There we go. Now we will find another green piece. Let's see, this one's orange, so that would be right here. And we'll put the two pieces that make it up along here, and the other one right there. Just grab that one from the back. And put them together and just put the cap on. Now put the other two pieces in this little slot right here next to this piece that you just put in. One and two, just like that. And then get the green centerpiece, and you may have to start it from the yellow side up here. Remember, just do the 45 degrees thing. There we go. And then just slide it down to the bottom. And then you'll put the two pieces right there. Okay, now at this point it's going to get more difficult to put these centers in, so now you're just going to put in all the centers that you need to, which is basically all of them. So I will put the yellow one in, and then we can move it around a little bit with the yellow one, and then put that in the slot. But first, before we actually put this in, we're going to put in the two pieces right here and here. Then put the two pieces in here and put the edge in. And then put these two and these two in, and you can slide the center back down. And then again, slide the center up Put in these two, put in the edge, put in that one, and that one, and you can slide that back down. Okay, there we go. Now we can put the two pieces in here, put both of those edges in. Okay, now you're going to put the little pieces in here, here, and here. There you go, and then slide this piece up. And now, what you're going to do is you're just going to put the pieces in on one side, just like that. And then you see, I'm just going to slide this piece in, just in there. And then we're just going to put this other piece in, just the opposite of how we did at the beginning. So just put it in like that. And you may want to do it from one side so that little piece doesn't get all messed up like it is now. There we go, it's better. And we can just put this in, trying not to break that other piece down there. And there we go. Now all that's left to do is the two pieces, the two spots where the two pieces aren't in. We just put one in, just try and corner cut it like that, just as the opposite we did in the start. And then corner cut the opposite way, like that. And then right before I put this in, I'm just going to put a little bit of lube down in there. Now we can put this cap on and then just work in all the lube. I can tell it already has a huge increase in quality now that it's lubricated, and I can tell that it's getting better by the turn. There we go, now we have completely reassembled it. And so now all that's left to do is solve it. Well, actually, I guess I should mix it up a little bit better first. So yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!